Why, Mr. President, have you
Don't you think that is a ridiculous...
Why have you run for 5 terms? Why?
The issues of countries are issues of destiny, not mere appearance and theater. It's not theater. It is about...
So you needed 5 terms to...
It's about what should be done. To do what?
Yes. Tell me.
To start from zero to where we are now. Start from zero, because we are at zero. We are now able to do things by ourselves.
Why in other democracies like the United States and Western Europe, why in those democracies we don't have one man ruling for 5 terms because he needs to do stuff?
That is because those countries have got a different history. But there are other countries. You talked about Israel. Let me give you the example of Israel. Mm-hmm. Israel is near you here. Mm-hmm. It is a democracy. Their leaders, what they do, since they created their state, they maximize their leadership resources, because leadership is also a resource. They have the old leaders, like the one who died recently, Shimon Peres. They have the young ones who came later, and they all compete.
Okay, why don't we have more than one leader in Uganda?
They all
Mr. President, why don't we have more than one leader in Uganda?
Because
you have raised Uganda. You have been...
My party has been winning. Is that an offense to win elections?
No.
What are you worried about?
Yeah, but
suppose Shimon Peres had been winning in Israel.
Oh, it never happened in Western democracy.
Well, that's their problem, because they don't.
So they have a problem?
They have a problem because they don't have enough consensus. If you have consensus...
Or maybe they have many leaders, more leaders.
Even in Uganda we have many leaders. Even in Israel they had many leaders, but the parties made some mistakes and people voted against them. But if my party has not made serious mistakes, why should I commit suicide? Say I should kill myself because my party has not made a mistake, because my party led its people through liberation. It has made them through economic recovery.
Let's go back to the philosophy behind you deciding to run for term after term. Is that because you think you are the best to rule Uganda?
Because the issues to solve are serious, and it's the best.
No other man can solve them.
It is the best that we know. Others come and present themselves. But when the population looks at them and says, no, this party...
They're not qualified. They're not qualified.
Yes.
Okay.
According to the population, not according to me.
So what does this say about your leadership? You have been ruling this country for about 31 years and you couldn't raise other leaders to take over after you because you're not going to be here forever. What does it say about your leadership, about the educational system, or probably about the political system, that no other Ugandan has been elevated during your presidency to be equally capable of leading the country?
The other leaders are there, but to maximize the leadership input, we use all our leaders, the young ones, the old ones. Now
they want to come. They want to come forward, but they're not allowed. They're not allowed.
This is not about wanting. This is the whole problem. You're talking about wanting. I want. It's not you wanting. It is what the situation demands.
The country needs leadership.
Yes.
One man cannot rule the country forever.
Not forever, but according to the peoples, as long as you have got regular elections, then you don't have any point other than concentrating on the who rather than the what. For us, we concentrate on the what is to be done. And it is the what that gives us the who.
Mr. President, you said that the Ugandans, they don't see anybody else as qualified as yourself to rule the country. And now...
When they go for the elections.
After 5 terms, you are now 71 or 72, I don't know.
72.
In 3 years, you will reach the age limit. And you can't run for another term. Who is there in the country now, qualified, capable, sitting in the wings, waiting to be the next leader?
The people of Uganda are there. They will select who, according to the what. You remember? You spend all your time. I always watch your Al Jazeera. Spend all your time on the who, the who, the who. You could spend a little bit more time on the what.
Are you going to run for another term?
We follow our constitution.
So you're not going to run for another term?
We follow our constitution.
Because you reach the age limit in 3 years and you will not run.
We follow the constitution of Uganda.
Can you explain that?
That's what I've told you.
But there are reports that you are about to change the constitution so that it can allow you to run for another term.
I've told you.
Is that going to happen?
We follow the constitution of Uganda, and that is the will of the people of Uganda.
Are you going to change the constitution?
I cannot change the constitution because I don't have that power.
But is this something that is in the discussion now in Uganda?
That is speculation, and I don't have time for speculation.
Reports also say that you are preparing your own son, who is now very highly elevated in the army, and you're also special advisor on certain issues. Your wife also is a minister. She's sitting next to you in the cabinet. Reports that you are preparing one of these two to be the next leader of Uganda. What do you say to this?
Why should I prepare them? It is the people of Uganda to choose the one they want.
If I ask the people of Uganda, maybe they will say something different, because we are reading what the opposition says and what the Ugandans say, and it is different from what you say.
Why do you read what the opposition says? Why don't you read?
You asked me to ask the people. The people say something different.
The people are not only the opposition.
So I should ask only the half of the people
who
ask the support you.
You are supposed to have balanced reporting. That's what you are supposed to be doing. Ask the opposition.
The pro-government people.
You ask the opposition, but also ask the other people. Those people are there. The people of Uganda are there. They will elect the person they want. There's no way I can choose for them, my wife or my son, or even other people. Forget about.
But right now, members of your family are very close to you now, closer to you than anybody else. There are reports saying that you are now focusing on your own relatives, and this is nepotism, giving them higher seats in the government. Isn't that nepotism, Mr. President?
That's not nepotism. The few members of my family who are involved on their own merit. My wife, against my advice, she went and stood for the elections and had the biggest majority in the whole country.
Because she is your wife? Maybe.
Yes, because it's partly true.
She got the majority because she's your wife.
Because the population appreciate what I have done on part of my family.
So it's not her qualities; it is her relation to you that gave her the vote.
No, it is also her.
That's
quality.
What you said.
It is also her quality. It is also her quality. But of course, in perception, sometimes they can associate you with the.
So maybe your son will be elected leader after you because he's close to you. He's your son.
That is for them, because I told you that when my wife wanted to join politics, I didn't support it, mainly because it is a bit strenuous. I was concerned about her being strained, running up and down. But the population insisted, and she was elected. Big majority.
So how much more time do you need to finish the job? You always say, I want to finish the job. How much time do you need?
It is not me. It is our country, our party. We are the ones who look at our situation and decide what to do.
You say you have done a lot for Uganda. What else? What is the major thing that you want to do next before you leave power?
We have identified 10 strategic bottlenecks that have constrained Uganda and Africa to some extent. I don't have time to go through them, but I can tell you about 2 of them.
Just tell me one of them, one thing you still want to achieve before you leave power.
Not before. Whether I leave power or not, the target of our party is to have integration, deal with all the 10 bottlenecks. I've told you 3, the others I don't have time. All the 10 bottlenecks, including the one of integration, East Africa integration.
Okay, let's talk about you personally. Do you think you have achieved everything that you dreamt of in your young years?
I have not achieved everything, but I have achieved some of the targets.
in history, how can you guarantee that you will not be remembered as a dictator instead of a democratic president?
As what?
How would you guarantee that in the future, in history, you won't go down as a dictator instead of a democratic president?
A dictator who is elected 5 times, that must be a wonderful dictator. That must be a special one.